do you think they were successful in their ultimate goal? Like, do you think, or I guess a
You know
better way to
what?
put that is, would you call it a success? That's the
No,
way I went to put it.
only because Bakugo's Bakugo, right? What ends up happening happens. Now, it would have been a success had Bakugo actually been a bad guy,
Right.
but I think they would have been better off, which I think may be even better question to that, if they had Dark Shadow instead. Because Dark Shadow is separate from the guy. I forgot his name, man. Fuck.
Yeah, I can't
Fucking
think
hell,
of it
man.
either. I can't
It's
think of
gonna
it. It's
piss me
fine.
off.
Yeah, you're
He's a
fine.
sick character,
Yeah,
but
he's one of my
the
favorites
fact
too.
that he has a separate mindset from Dark Shadow, they could potentially try to control Dark Shadow versus
I don't,
controlling him,
but at a
and
certain
put
point,
him
don't
in
you?
circumstances to where Dark Shadow could help them out.
This is the frustrating part because I wish they'd explain more because I don't think that's possible. But I also don't know if it's not possible. You know what I mean? That's
I was
only
about to
my
say, you just
inference.
don't know,
You just don't know, and it's like I agree with you.
but
Like,
that's
take it and find out. Like, I don't think
right.
they were successful. I don't think you can call that a win. Like, they
No,
wanted to get
of
Bakugo. They
course not.
they ended up getting Bakugo,
Right.
so they accomplished what they wanted
But they
to.
wanted Bakugo and Dark Shadow. That
Right,
they didn't
and
accomplish all of it.
right, and I think their main one was Bakugo. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think ultimately
because he
that
has the
was
most
like,
upside.
I think it was a huge L. I think it was a huge, not even like close. I think it was a huge L because they got
And
fucked
they
up
lost
at
two
that camp.
dudes. They
And these
lost the
are
teeth
grown
dude
men to
and the
children.
muscular.
Yeah, and then don't forget the gas canister guy.
Oh yeah, him as
They
well.
lost a gas canister guy too from a different fucking
Yeah,
school.
who's a fucking has a dope ability, man. That's
That
a
was an
dope ass
interesting one.
ability.
That was an
To be able to
interesting
do
one.
that and then to make people fight within your poison is dope.
Yeah, that's fair. It does
So
make
they
it
lost some
trickier.
good guys, and then obviously
Yeah,
muscular's a fucking issue.
yeah, and it's just weird. Like, they took so many L's during that fight. It's
Yeah,
like, you guys are all adults. These are children at a school, and you guys
yeah.
lost all those about.
No,
Like,
I
what? Their
I think it
goal
would have
should
been
be chaos.
I think it would
If
have been cooler for the storyline if
hmm
they got him and Dark Shadow, and then Bakugo got the fuck up out of there, but then they somehow kept Dark Shadow for
that
whatever
would have been
reason,
interesting, and
and
and the
then
whole
and
thing is,
then
dude has to convince Dark Shadow to come back to him.
right, or yeah, and for whatever reason, for at least a little bit, they learn how to control Dark Shadow on the League of Villains, and
That'd
then
be
they gotta
interesting.
get him back.
That'd be
So it
an
would
interesting
be a
storyline.
cool little side storyline
Yeah,
to what they're doing, but
honestly, I just wish, like, I think I've said this before. The only thing I would have changed about their plan is I think they should have created chaos in Discord. I think that should have been the only goal. Just pop in and out, because if your goal is chaos, you don't need to be there long. You just need to have an impact when you're there. Fucking do kind of like how you did with the at the fucking devastation center,
mhm,
where they had all the like different testing grounds with 13, and they did all that shit,
mhm,
like where you transport people in different areas, you discombobulate them, and then
mhm,
fucking attack and go, like, just cause fucking chaos and
mhm.
dip. Don't come in with the master plan of, we want to do this, we want to do this. Just cause fucking chaos and fucking dip.
Yeah.
Like, I think if
The
you just
warping
leave them
ability's pretty
uneasy,
OP.
yeah, I think if you just leave them uneasy, you accomplish so much more there if you take away their peace of mind.
Well, and you think about it, UA is making so many mistakes in regards to the lack of preparation for
Right.
each event that they have.
Yeah,
It's
at a certain
disgusting.
point, you're bringing up
Like
another
I'm
good point.
saying, like
At a
it's
fucking
just
certain point, you gotta fucking try and
panic.
protect these goddamn fucking kids. What
Right.
are we doing here?
It's like
And I understand, like, oh,
it,
hey, we're not gonna cancel this, we're not gonna cancel that. Well, how about we take some defensive measures then here? All right. How about we put up a barrier? How about we do this?
like
How about we do that? Like,
one of the
let's
cool
go ahead.
one of the coolest introductions was Dobby because Dobby is gonna be even doper down the line,
Yes, sir.
and he works Eraserhead immediately
Works him.
and works him, and he literally pulled like a Jogo Nanami, you know what I mean, where he's just real quick, boom,
And it wasn't even
smacks
a
him,
real him.
and
It
then
was a fucking twice
and it
double.
was a clone,
Yeah.
right? And
Real
it's
Dobby's a
like
bigger problem.
right, so it's like, come on, man, you only had one teacher there, like ready to help. It's
That's true. Yeah. I
and
mean, they had the
Eraser
three
has dope,
heroes or
but
four, right? The cat heroes. There's four of them.
oh yeah, but they weren't even around for that fight,
No,
did they get
they
taken out at the beginning as
they
well? Because
were
I don't
they
even
they
remember
were they were there.
Eraserhead.
They just didn't do much.
Yeah, I
It
don't even
shows them
remember
there. They were
Eraserhead,
there
but
fighting.
it's
Yeah,
like
but on the
Jesus.
plus side, them taking Bakugo leads to one of the dopest fights in MHA,
Yeah,
and
up to this
probably
point for sure.
one of the dopest fights in anime.
I was about to say up until this point for sure in the show, and then yeah, it is pretty dope in comparison.
Yeah, fucking All Might versus All for One.
Yeah. Again, it kind of sucks because it feels like it could have been a little bit more had he not had Bakugo there kind of holding him back. Like imagine a full on All Might the whole time
Without Bakugo.
without Bakugo there against him. Let's throw these hands
Yeah,
1v1.
because
Not you have to
he can
save
only
someone.
go. Yeah, because he can only go all out when they left. So
Right.
there's a brief period, right?
But hold
But
on. To round out the point,
hmm
the reason it takes away is because All Might's not even the one who saves him. So it's one thing
that's
if it's a
true. The kids
1v1
do.
and then All Might ends up saving him and then
Right,
gets to the
right.
end and then
Yeah.
like barely edges it out like he did. That would be dope. But the fact that the kids are the ones who ended up saving him and half of
Okay.
that fight was him holding back, it's like, fuck.
It
Why
could have
not
been
just
more.
have
It could have been more, is what
it
you're
could
saying.
have been
I get it.
more
Okay.
epic.
Yeah, I get you. So it was already phenomenal, but you
Right.
almost took half of it away because
Exactly.
of that. All right, I see what you're
So
saying.
I my
That's a
point
good
is
point.
if
That's a
that
very
would have
good fucking
happened,
point.
I would have put it even like I could really get a grasp on where I would put it in comparison to all the other anime I've watched so far.
Okay,
But
that's fair.
because it felt like it was half done,
Are you calling it mid again?
I'm calling it mid for how epic it actually
So
was.
you're
It's still a
telling me
phenomenal fight.
you're telling me All Might versus All for One is a mid fight.
In comparison to other anime, yeah.